Hello everyone, welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution 2 video. This is Joey Plays and Build, where we play and build the Red Tree Guardians. Now, a little history with the Red Tree Guardians. This is the first ever park that I built in my YouTube channel. I started YouTube last year and the Red Tree Gardens was the first park that I built. Unfortunately, you won't see the whole series on YouTube anymore because for selfish reasons, I didn't like how the videos at. It was very cringy and I was cringe. And the park, to be quite honest, the layout was awful. So, maybe I felt like it is a good idea to recreate, well, not recreate, but rebuild the Red Tree Gardens in a more, more knowledgeable way. I have learned a lot from playing this game, especially with my design work, my habitat work. Of course, I have a lot to learn, but I feel like it's much better park than it was in the first series of Red Tree Gardens. So let's rebuild it. Oops, I want to turn off the yeah, nope, I don't want to have guests anymore. You guys will lack. Oh, by the way, look how small the guest are compared to the planters. You would have think the planters are like it in hip level of the humans, but no, they're huge. But anyways, no, I don't want any guests coming in just yet. The park is not even done. But we're gonna focus on this build right here. Look at how beautiful. This actually took me so long. I think like I don't know, 20 hours, 30 hours just to build it. But we have a speed build, so I'm going to explain all of that in speed build. So yeah, let's get into the speed build and to describe this habitat build. So the first step is adding my stream of water. Then I use the facility path to find the outer layer of how I want the plaza to be. And the facility path is basically the whole bridge and the outer layer of the plaza. And then I use the pink luxury path as the outer layer. So those are the two paths that I use for this build. So I'm now building the bridge while using the facility path. And for the outer layer using the planters rocks too. That is basically the barricade for the habitat and the plaza. Now for the fun part, in my opinion, is making a garden right between the plaza. By playing around with the path, I could move, curve, or any shape that I wanted and build the plaza, build the garden around it and surround it by the luxury main thoroughfare path using the large one and the medium and the small one, and also placing the viewing tower just for our guests to see the dinosaurs. My advice is just to play with the pathwork, make some weird funky shapes and just go with the flow of it, and right there you could build some unique designs of your pathwork, some nice lovely gardens, and it just makes it much different. And play around with some of the items that we have in the game, see what works and see what doesn't work, and it will just all flow in one smooth motion, and it would be more fun than I ever had it by playing with the path. Now this is the final product. I will do say it will do require a lot of your time and patience and precise planning to make this. I do have a lot of inspirations from Rob Earth on Instagram, so make sure you give him a follow to give you some inspirations and advice to create a beautiful garden or pathwork, some unique designs that you could do in the game without even using mods. So yeah, this is the final product, and we could go into the habitat build. Now, for the habitat, I use two species of dinosaurs, the Diplodocus and the Stegosaurus. I feel like those are the dinosaurs that goes well with this habitat. Now, I do something different here. That's something I have never done. Usually, I'll send my dinosaurs after I built the habitat, but since this is a Diplodocus, sauropods, they do need a more arrangement. I need to focus on not only arranging the habitat in a very organized yet visually stunning way, but also fulfilling their needs. So I need to make sure that I have all their needs resource requirements. The Diplodocus is one of those sauropods that is really that bad, unlike Brachiosaurus, which they need more resources. All they need is tall fruit. And what I really like about the ginkgo trees is that it really fits the setting of the environment. It fits the autumn temperate map that I'm going for. So the ginkgo trees, it's really a very good foliage, and it's beautiful altogether. So I placed the ginkgo trees all the way in the back of the habitat because they're basically bigger foliage than the ground fiber. So the ground fiber really settles into the center of the habitat while the ginkgo trees center back of the habitat. Now, as for the Stegosaurus, they require tropical fruit foliage. I think it's the ground fruit. And honestly, it's not one of my favorite foliage here in the temperate. Maybe it fits better into a tropical environment or even in the desert. But from what I do, I usually hid the tropical fruit, basically hitting them from rocks or using the decorated trees to hide the tropical fruit so that way they don't stick out like a sore thumb while building the habitat. And right there, it's basically I got every dinosaur's requirements. This is a big habitat, by the way, so there's more time for them to expand. But yeah, that's the habitat for the Diplodocus and Stegosaurus and the water stream slash bridge plaza. Okay, so yeah, it's a very long process, but one thing I learned from this is having fun with the pathwork. I know pathwork isn't for everyone. It was not for me. I try to avoid it, but just take all your precious time. And of course, I'm not perfect as well, but the more that I learn and the more that I try to understand the whole build, I'm getting better and better and better at it. But yeah, so these are dinosaurs. So of course, we have Stegosaurus here. So is Limpopo River and Rana is the skin pattern. It's not really much my favorite. Now, of course, their needs has not been met, but look, they still have a lot to explore. They just barely just drop into their environment, and it's almost close. We have 28% forest, almost there. Ground food, it's almost there. So they're most likely going to reach the requirements. However, the Diplodocus is another story, but hopefully it's going to or close to making it. So first, it's the Yukon River and Rana. I think this is the spalt skin pattern. It's kind of bland to be quite honest, but it's Diplodocus doesn't really have the better skin pattern in this game in my opinion. They're beautiful dinosaurs. Their skin patterns is just blah. But their requires have met. So, but then again, the Diplodocus has been on the territory longer than the Stegosaurus. So the Stegosaurus has a lot to terrain form. Hopefully they'll reach the match. But yeah, this is the habitat build for our beautiful dinosaurs. And future plans, yeah, we're this is a small map. I really like it. I think we're gonna make smaller parks for now on. So yeah, we're gonna continue on with the whole build and we'll see how that goes. But anyways, guys, this is it for the video. Like the habitat if you like it. Subscribe to see more. Please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next build. Thank you guys for watching.